Hey all viewers and viewers, my name is General Red Strategist and welcome back to Sir You're Being Hunted. This is episode 100, no not 100, 200 even, and 52. God, I was out by 100 episodes there, bloody hell. So yes, we're here with the Postman Pat Challenge. This is the third part so far of this challenge that I'm recording in this one big recording session of mine. In the last episode, of course, we started off here on the North Island. We've almost pretty much checked out everything there is to see on this island. We've pretty much done all the sort of main buildings and villages in this area I'm circling. There is just this one little area down here towards the bottom right of the map that I don't think I've checked, just to make sure, you know, if there's any printed letters, anything like that. Now, obviously, points-wise at the moment, I'm on 16. That's just from eating cat food whenever I find it. But I now have 4 printed letters that I found in various buildings on this particular island. So when we go back to the centre island, we can probably actually start depositing some of these in some of the buildings and start scoring much bigger amounts of points than we have been so far. So without further ado, that's what we're going to do. We're going to get moving off in this direction, and this should hopefully take us down towards the bottom right of the island. And then we can just check out that, you know, that one tiny little village area that we need to look at. Check every building, every front door, every back door. Pick up any printed letters that may be hidden there. And then we'll see how it goes. I am going the right direction, aren't I? Yes, I am. It's just a way off yet, that's all. Okay. So how you guys are all doing out there? Hope you're enjoying this particular challenge. Hope you're still enjoying the Sir series overall. My goodness. Now, you see, originally part of my kind of plan was that once I got to episode 250 of Sir, I might start winding it down a bit, not getting rid of it, but having said that, you know, people are still very much enjoying this game and this series, so that plan's out the window. I'm just going to continue uploading, well, playing and uploading Sir episodes to the usual schedule, so no, there's going to be no change, because I feel like if I did, I don't know, people will be like, where did Sir go? Or, you know, why is Sir not coming out as frequently or whatever. But, nah, we'll be right if we keep going as we are. Be it all good. Now, of course, in the last episode, we were talking about a rather interesting topic of conversation, were we not? To do with the UK's proposed pornography age verification legislation and all this. And I was talking a lot about how I'm not really a big fan of censorship and all that. But something actually that did happen during that episode, I think. This did happen during that episode, didn't it? But basically, you may have heard somebody's car absolutely revving dead loudly in the background as you were watching that episode, and I mentioned it's because there's a guy in the area where I live now who basically likes to just gun his car around really loudly. So, yeah. Basically, he came flying back up in this area just a moment ago before I started recording this episode, and my god, I actually took a look at his vehicle as it went past. Basically, he's a BMW driver. It's I don't know what, I couldn't quite tell what kind of BMW it was. Ooh, 17 points there, everybody. Let me just note that down. I couldn't quite tell what kind of BMW it was, though it looked like maybe some sort of BMW coupe, something like that, I'm not sure. But yeah. Fun fact, because that actually kind of gets me onto the topic of conversation that I want to talk about in this episode. Now, I believe there was a survey here in the UK not too long ago, a rather kind of an informed thing, but nevertheless, you know, might be fairly interesting to talk about, even though maybe it's not the most scientific of things. 18 points! That's more cat food. Bloody hell, we're doing well here. We're nearly at 20. And once I get some of these letters delivered, we'll be going right up, which will be the good thing. What was I saying? So yeah, there was a rather informal survey a while ago here in the UK. This is hardly, you know, very scientific, because I can't even remember who conducted this survey, you know, the methodology or anything. It was literally just asking members of the public or whatever. But apparently here in the UK, BMW drivers are perceived as the UK's biggest assholes on the road, apparently. So yeah, certainly in the case of that guy who friggin' drives up and down outside my flat in his bloody BMW, yeah, he fucking guns his engine all the time as he's going up, and it's just fucking annoying as hell. That's something I don't like. Loud vehicles, whether it's cars, mopeds, motorbikes, especially, I mean, if you're actually out on an open road, on a motorway or something, then, you know, when you got all that noise, it doesn't really matter that much. But when you're just gunning your way down a quiet street. There's no need for that. Stop it, seriously. It's annoying as hell. So if you're someone who does that, and you're watching my video, you're an asshole. just saying. But yeah, controversial much. But the thing is, the road actually... well, the thing is, my apartment, of course, the building in which that's located is on a road, which, the thing is dangerous, because the road just outside the block of apartments where I live, there are several things about it that are worth noting. Firstly, there are quite a few very sharp bends in that road, which of course will necessitate you to slow, right down anyway. And something else that, of course, is notable is that although technically the road is wide enough for two vehicles to easily pass each other, in practice there are quite a few people in this local area of mine who have to park on the side of the road, because although some of the apartment blocks and some of the houses in my area, although some of them do have driveways, some of them actually don't. So, if those people who live there have to, if they have a car, they do have to park actually somewhere where they actually have to park on the road, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. Fucking hell, jeez, can't get it out then. Yeah, so, bit of an issue. But of course that means, you have to be careful when you're driving on that road. A, because the sharp bends. B, because of course you might have to stop to let people through because people are parked down one side. So yeah, bit of an issue there. But of course, that guy in his friggin' BMW just comes flying along, which is dangerous as hell. Now, I'll continue talking about friggin' cars and driving, and what I wanted to also talk about in this episode are my kind of driving pet peeves, things that I see people doing out on the road, which just infuriate me. But I'll get to that in a second, because now it's time to start depositing some letters. Now, I've got 4 here. Now, of course, according to the rules of this challenge, there are certain buildings where I have to deliver to, but which technically don't give points as kind of penalty ones. Obviously, this shed is one of them, so I'm going to have to put a printed letter in there. Obviously, that's not going to give me points, though, but I have to do it according to the rules. I'm just going to have a look at what some of these letters are. What some of these letters are, even. Letter 2. Dearest Grimwild, I'm writing to inform you that I'll not be visiting this summer. The reason for this is that I've been unable to get away from the island. I'm not even sure this letter will reach you due to the terrible losses sustained by shipping in the local area. There's talk of a lusty whale, but my own strolls along the cliff top suggest there's something more sinister at work upon the waves. I believe it could well be a very large seagull. Mr. Hadley says that a giant bird could not disrupt shipping in this way, much less sink the ferry, but I do not accept his assessment of the danger of large seabirds. I once saw one eat a pigeon and will never forget. Something tells me it might actually be the sea beast that's causing these troubles. Should Postman Pat, who I'm kind of playing as here, should he really be opening up people's mail and looking into it? Apologies, I shouldn't say mail, that's an American term. Post. Right, and now this building over here is another one where I technically have to deliver a letter, even though it won't give me any points. So we're going to deposit a alarm clock over here. That balloon could be a bit of an issue. Sounds like they've got a friggin' dog with them as well, which is less than ideal, isn't it? Put it to 40 seconds, maybe? So by that time, hopefully the balloon should have moved off out of the area, I'm hoping. Put it... Ooh, watch out for that searchlight beam. We're going to put it, I think, behind this... No. If I can hear them, they can probably hear anything I do, and I can't really hear them that well. Maybe put it here, just at the edge of this kind of thicket. Let's do that. Okay, so then we loop around, like so. So yeah, this means that 2 letters I am going to have to basically waste, because of course I can't really do... well, I have to basically put them in buildings like these, which technically are not going to give me points. But, you know what, that'll still leave us with 2 other letters, and there are some good buildings on this island that we can put them into to get us lots of points, like, for example, that pub that we saw before. We can put one in there, because that's not got any letters in either of its doors, or rather, well, not either, because it's actually got 3 doors, and either implies 2. But yeah, we can put a letter in one of its doors, and that'll be alright. Oh. Ah, it's gone off. Right. You could do with taking that fucking... Are you serious? You seriously gonna do that with your fucking searchlight beam, you asshole? Okay, here we are. Right. That in there. Oh, there's a freaking good-ass talisman in there. I'll take that. Right, delivered. Okay, now let's just get out the way very quick and then take a look at our map and we'll see what the deal is. Okay, actually no, let's get further away from that building in case they come wandering back towards this memorial stone over here. Right, let's just have a look at the map. So, the pub is this one down here, I think, that I'm circling right now. And I think 1 is that giant mansion that I designated as my post office, where I can store things if need be. I've got marker 2, I can't remember, what was marker 2? Was it a house? Or maybe another building of some kind? Can't remember. Okay, well we're going to just go off in this kind of direction. So I'm pretty sure the pub is off this way. So if we get to the pub, because the pubs will give me 75 points each. Now there is only one pub on this island, but we might as well, you know, deposit a letter in there, because it'll give me a ton of points. And that way I can add on the 18 that I've got from just eating cat food, and that'll put me, you know, in fairly good stead, hopefully. Well, not hopefully, it will do, because, you know, 75 plus 18 will be an absolute friggin' load, won't it? That'll take us to what? Obviously 75 plus 18, well, 85, then add the 8, that'll be 93. Oh my god, there's a lot of guys around here. It's not what we need, is it? Alright, well actually, we just need to distract them away, then go to the back door, don't we? Put that there. Carefully does it. Carefully do it, lads and lasses. Ooh, that's an interesting shot there. There's my post office over there, see? Beyond that lake. Oh, look, he's going round towards the back entrance. I seem to recall with this pub, there are some robots who seem to get a bit stuck, don't they, sometimes, because they're a bit weird. Because they're a bit goofy like that, you know. Okay. There's another jetty over there. We can always go to that one in due course, just as soon as we deposited this other letter. This other letter, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to go off at some point. Right, there he goes. Right, it's got to attract their attention, right? Hopefully they'll go out from the front of the building. Okay, I hear ones who are just sort of stuck here. But it doesn't matter, because we are going to put a letter in there. 75 extra points. We're at 93 now, if my mathematics is serving me correctly. Which, hopefully, it should be. Okay, hold on, I'll top that up on my piece of paper in a second. Now that I'm clear. Okay, right. So, let me just do the mathematics here. 75 plus 18, just to make sure that I've got it right. 70 plus the 10 is obviously 80, then add the 5 and the 8. Add the 8 there to that was obviously 88, and then add the 5. Yeah, that's definitely 93. Yeah, because 89, 90, 91, 92, 93. So, that's good. We're on 93 points, ladies and gents. See how much that's added to our score. So you see, it's worth picking and choosing where we put these letters very carefully. But that leaves us obviously with one more. I didn't actually read that one that I just friggin' put in there, did I? No, I didn't. I didn't read the other one either. Well, never mind, doesn't matter. Okay, right, let's move on. So, marker 2, I kind of want to just go towards and just refresh my memory what it was that I actually flipping marked out there, because I can't quite remember. Looks like these robots here are probably going towards that mansion. They're probably going to visit the post office to buy some first-class stamps, maybe get a lottery ticket, you know, Euro Millions or something, who knows, I don't know. Oh, hang on, the freaking marker 2's back over in this direction. Where am I going? I'm a bit of a nonskate. Okay, well, whilst we're going over there, I'm going to start talking about today's topic of conversation again, because I was obviously talking about friggin' thingy bobber a moment ago. Driving habits that piss me off, you know, types of drivers that I don't like. And of course I mentioned, you know, the guy who bombs up and down outside my friggin' place here. Oh, it was the shed I'd marked down, never mind. Oh, okay, right. Now what we could do with finding actually is one of those houses with the green door, because that'll be a good, or Warple and Tat actually, no. Oh, someone's there. Nope. Didn't see anything, you bastard. Get out of here. This water is slowing me down a bit, but never mind. Yeah, that's what we need to do. We need to find a Warple and Tat outlet. There might be one in this village over here. In fact, actually, I think there is over there, but there's freaking robots in front of it. Oh god, there's a guy there. I'm underwater. You can't see me. Alright. Oh, fuck. There's lots of bad guys around here. Okay, let's just go back. Just go back. Go back, go back, go back. Okay, I'm low on freaking vitality as well. What am I doing? Tea. There we are. Drink that. Nice. Oh, lordy. What a freaking palaver this has all been. We can get a screenshot there for a thumbnail. Nice. So yeah, getting back to the subject, what sort of things do I see drivers here in the UK doing which piss me off? You know, one that does piss me off, people who don't use their indicators. In fact, actually, there's two things actually there. People who don't use their indicators, or people who do use their indicators but don't friggin' use them until the last second when they're right up on a junction. And it like forces you to stop, and then it's like, oh no, I'm going in this direction, which means, you know, well, I could have fucking gone because you're not, you know, presenting a hazard to me. Could you not have friggin' just given me, you know, an indication earlier about where you intended to go? You know, so that's a pet peeve of mine, people who don't use the frickin' indicators. There's a green doored building there, but that's 20 points. Warple and Tat, there's one here. We'll get 50 points if we put one in here, so that's an extra 50 points, everybody. Now hold on a sec whilst I just top this up. So I'm on 93. Actually, you can just do it mentally, can't we? 103, 113, 123, 133, 143. Man, now the points are coming racking in. We're on 143, everybody, as a result of that. That is pretty fucking awesome. Nice. Now let's actually have a read of this. Oh, this is this one. Human named Jasper. I think we've seen this before. Cheap holiday package holiday deal, even in Spain, right? Yeah, we've seen that one. If you want to read it again, you can pause it. You can pause the video and have a read of that. So yeah, there we go. Now we need to head to another island, I do think. So we've been to the north one, this direction, because there's a thing appearing on the jetty there. Oh, thing appearing on the jetty? Thing appearing on the compass, rather. Can't speak, jeez. Okay, go. They're gonna be... Ooh. Hi, how you guys doing? I don't like you anymore, landowner, after you freaking fucked me up in that last challenge. Actually, well, no, it wasn't the landowner who fucked me up, was it? It was the riders who killed me in the last challenge. See? Okay, landowner, you get off scot-free for now. Oh god, this is a dangerous location. Ooh, careful. Just get onto this jetty here. It'll probably take me to the South Island, or maybe the West. No, South, yeah. This has got to be the South one. Okay. So moving back across here, as I was saying, you know, so one of the things that, you know, one of my pet peeves when I'm out driving, I see some people do this, not using their indicators properly, so either just not using them at all, or not using them until they're right up on the frickin' junction, and thus, you know, they cause a bit of a hold-up. What else is a bit of a pet peeve? Oh, I know one, actually, that really pisses me off. So, imagine the scenario, right? You're in your car, you're driving down, and you're behind, you know, you get stuck behind another driver who's going really, really slow, you know. So, for example, let's say you're on like a road that's 50 miles an hour, the speed limit, that is, and they're doing about 40, and you're thinking to yourself, why are you not doing 50? You could very easily be doing 50 right now. Do 50. But they don't. They just stay at 40 miles an hour for ages, and you're slowly getting more and more impatient with them, and you're thinking, for God's sake, are you friggin' 90 years old or something? And then, of course, you know, what happens is you eventually get to a clear stretch of road, and you look, you know, you position yourself just nicely behind them and slightly out of it so you can see what's up ahead, and you see that there's no oncoming traffic. So you think, oh great, this is my opportunity to overtake, and I don't have to, you know, sit behind this git any longer. But so you see, you know, you pull out onto the side, you accelerate, and you start, you know, trying to pull past them, and what do? They start speeding up. Isn't that just the most fucking infuriating thing when you're driving? It's like, you had all that opportunity to speed the hell up, and now you're choosing to do it, just as I'm trying to overtake you. I sometimes think that the only reason people do that is because they're fucking assholes. And it's like, I don't know, they can't swallow their pride. And it's like, you fucking git. You're a liability. Get off the fucking road. Seriously. Oh god. That so annoys me. It does. In all honesty. Just pees me off to the nth degree. Right, I want to try and get these guys out of the way so I can look in the main entrances of these buildings. If I can get them behind the... No. No. There's a shed up there, and there's a castle tower, I think, by the looks of it. A village up there as well. Maybe I should take a look at the map, just to see where we are. Okay, we're up here. So it looks like actually all these villages are kind of interconnected. There are a few big buildings, though. They may be castle-type buildings, which don't have any loot in them. Sorry if you just heard my microphone being knocked there. Okay, let me think about this very carefully here. Right, ladies and gents. Okay, I really need to lure these guys away. Maybe we can get them around here, actually. This would be a good location, would it not? Okay, let's put 40 seconds, dump it down there. We'll go around here, around the other side of these buildings. So that way they'll hopefully go around the back of those, and I can then get to the front doors. There's not many buildings actually here, though, which is the good thing. Yes. Okay. So let me know in the comments, by the way, anyone, you know. Are you old enough to drive? I imagine a fair few of you probably are. And is there anything that you find to be a particular pet peeve when you're out driving? That's not a castle tower, it's like a mill. That's an interesting one. Obviously it'll probably have dynamite, which we won't be able to use, but never mind. Go on. Go on. There we go. It's off. Please tell me they go around the back. There's a woman. Tap that. Oh. Why are you not going to investigate that frigging loud noise? Nothing in there. Okay. Nothing in there. Oh. Nothing in there. There's cheese in there. I like cheese. I'll take cheese. I'll take cheese, lad. Did I investigate this front door? Nothing in there except a clock I'll take. Nope. There we are. Got it. There is nothing. No, not in this village there isn't. Okay, we might as well just go and take a quick look at the shed and the mill up there before we get back onto the road and head off to the next village. Because why the hell not? And I'm trying to rack my brains. Is there anything else that I see sometimes which people do on the road which pisses me off? Actually, there is. There's a third or fourth one, depending on how you're counting these. So, where I live, you know, when I drive off to work on you know, weekdays, in order to get to work, I have to go over a roundabout, which has, let me think, there's three exit roundabout. You know, in other words, 3 roads that connect to it. And one of these roads, which is the direction I take, if you know, in order to actually get off to my place of employment, the way it works is, you know, technically, it has space. It's designed so that cars. I'm trying to think. Actually, is this the best way of describing it? Actually, don't think it is it? How do I describe this best? Let me think. Because it's a funny layout. So the road that I approach from to get to this roundabout has 2 lanes. Now, one of those lanes, you know, is designed so that when you come to the roundabout, you know, if you want to go round to the right to the second exit or the third exit, in other words, if you want to loop back on yourself, you know, that right lane on that road is designed for that. The left lane, meanwhile, is designed if you're either taking the first exit. No, hold on, I've completely described this wrong now that I think about it. Hang on, how many entrances and exits are there on this roundabout? Okay, so there's the road I approach from. Oh no, and then there's a road that goes off. Oh right. Yeah, I've got this wrong. Okay, so it's a 4-way roundabout. That's what I'm trying to say here. I'm getting it completely wrong, confused in my head. So there's a 4-way roundabout. When I approach this roundabout, I come down a road which has 2 lanes. Well, technically, it's what I think you call in this country a dual carriageway, where it has 2 lanes going in one direction, 2 going in the other. So technically it's 4 lanes, but I say 2 lane because the direction I go, it has 2 lanes. You know what I mean? So the left-hand lane, as you're approaching this roundabout, is for if you want to go first exit on the left or straight ahead. Right-hand lane is for if you want to go round the roundabout to the third exit, which leads you off to a supermarket, or, you know, back on yourself and back down the way you came. Now, technically, the second exit on this roundabout can accommodate vehicles turning off from both lanes, but I think I don't know. I feel like you're not really supposed to do that, because at the end of the day, especially in busy traffic, you know, most people in the left-hand lane are going to be going down there. And the thing is, there's not much time if you're kind of in the right-hand lane of that dual carriageway and going off the second exit. There's not much merging time. There's not much space to merge. So really, I don't know, I feel like it's kind of an unofficial rule of that particular road that it is the courteous thing to do is if you want to go down that second exit, stay in the left-hand lane. But you do get people who basically use the right-hand lane and then just sort of cut in, especially when it's busy. Normally that's not too much of a problem, except when it's rush hour and the traffic, is really busy, because that left-hand lane queues back. Because most people in the right-hand lane will be turning off to go towards the supermarket from the third exit. But it's really fucking annoying me because, you get that one person who decides, oh, I'm going to cut off all the traffic by going down the right lane and taking the second exit. It annoys me. I don't know how well I'm really describing this, but yeah. Hopefully you get a picture of what I'm trying to say here. But if you don't, you don't. It's no biggie if you don't. Okay, let's eat some food. There we are. Eat these, eat my Stilton. There we go. That's quite a interesting lunch my character just had there. Stilton, marmalade and fruit cake. At least there's a ton of stuff here in terms of buildings and things that we can explore. Blackberries. Don't want the blackberries. We don't like fruit here. That bloody rabbit food. Okay. Go over here. There's fucking robots there. Sounds like it. They're probably off actually towards the pub though, aren't they? Actually, there's a pub over there. What was that building I saw over there then? Is it another pub? Oh, you don't know, Mr. Frodo. There's still no sign of any letters. We'll keep going. Oh yeah, there's two pubs then in this particular island. That's interesting. Very interesting. We can go for a drink at one and then go for a drink at the other. By go for a drink, I actually mean we can go raid one and then raid the other. I'm going to put a marker there to sort of indicate that I've looked around this area, so I don't come back here. Okay, but we will need to check this building. That's definitely a pub, isn't it? Yeah. There's fucking robots just everywhere, crawling all over the place like a bunch of bastards. Let's go. Right. So yes, I think I said actually already, but you out there got any driving stories of bad drivers, people who just piss you off when they're on the road because they do stupid shit that annoys or whatever? Do let me know in the comments below of your own personal story. Whatever hell you've been through out on the road. It'd be interesting to find out. Okay. There is freaking fuck all in this pub. Unless there's something in the back entrance. Could really do with that alarm clock going off about now, please. Now, please. Now, please. Now, TV, please. Oh. That guy's going to come out this exit, isn't he? Who is he? Maybe he's not, actually. Go, 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 go. Gadget. Oh, he had an exit right there. That's good. Nope. Didn't see anything. Oh, who are they shooting at? Oh, they're shooting at each other. Okay. Well, that's good. God, there's somebody around there. Yo. Don't want that to happen to us, do we? Not at all. Not when I'm getting, all stressed out about driving stories. Oh, they're shooting at the landowner, I think. It's funny how the landowner never kind of turns around and attacks them for doing that. It's very weird. Okay, right, well, I'm just looking at my time here. I think I've been recording for a fair while. So tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to go back to the jetty here. I'm going to save the game, and then we're going to wrap the episode up. So here we are on the South Island, proceeding to examine all the buildings for printed letters, which we can take back to the Central Island to score points. Our score now stands at 143, which is pretty damn good, if I may say so. Very good stuff. So yes, if you're not doing so already, you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Links in the video description as always. If you're also interested in seeing me do anime-related content, go check out my General Red Propagandist channel. Link also in the video description. But in the meantime, I'm going to go away now because I want to make myself a cup of tea. Goodbye, everybody. Thingy bobber. Just somebody once claimed it, maybe, and it wasn't actually true. Just to try and get all the Rayman 2 fans excited. Okay, here we go. Underwater, everybody. Get all this treasure. Fish, hello. No piranhas in this area, though, unfortunately. I like how he swims as well, using his hair as a propeller. Okay, on we go. Yeah. Okay, here it is. I knew it. Told you we'd have to face this thing. Oh god, he's got like a fish robot as well. hello there. Oh,